Hello YouTube, this video is an introduction to the fundamentals of Brawlhalla. The practice of the game is visual input and physical output. The bridge between this is your imagination, and the interference to it is pressure. This does not change the ultimate and impersonal fact, which is visual to physical input. At its core, the win depends upon your fidelity to the visual. It's your job to get this truth across to win, not to fill in the gap of your imagination with mental profusions. A machine is effective at what it does. Meanwhile, it has patterns it can resort to when needed, but it is limited to what it was created for. We all have our imagination to find a solution to a problem we do not understand, and can use it repeatedly for this purpose. You can use your imagination to influence this pattern, to good or bad effect. When a person denies or accepts the visual fact, they can get a habit of ignoring or acknowledging it. To put it figuratively, you can attain and maintain a regular rhythm for the game depending on your habitude. You can be consistently improving when you recognize the visual and execute the physical. I use the word recognize to describe a repeated experience becoming understood. You can be consistently mediocre when you refuse to imagine a solution to your knowledge. There are two fundamental gameplay facts: spacing and timing. The entire game opens up from these two things. You must be in pressure distance. Once you are there, you will learn to strike when the window is open. That is all. These are the fundamentals of the game. There is zero excuse to not practice these things every time you play. The practical video ends here. If you would like some expanding on what this may do for you, there are guides which explain these things to the greatest detail available in video form, which I will leave in the description. If you have not watched them, no matter how good you are, you should. The following is for emphasis, for those who like that sort of thing, and serves no other purpose. The game is developed using its fundamental concepts. Spacing and timing create one's understanding of neutral and punish game, and all neutral and punish game today and onward come from them. The recognition of the facts is necessary for understanding them to satisfaction. On the topic of learning, to follow precisely the facts and trace them, and from there to invent the solution for yourself, is the practice of understanding. Understanding something is, being a conscious act, an enjoyable activity. That is to say, thinking, and in this case thinking through to its completion, is an enjoyable activity. When the facts are denied and the lining toward the conclusion of the facts into an understanding blurs, given that one first loses sight of it through sufficient deception, it becomes troublesome and confusing, an activity that is fruitless and boring, unenjoyable. I am making this point to say that people lose interest or find boring things that they do not understand, whether of their own volition or too little focus or attention into its completion. Naturally, such things, if one sticks to them, can be a source of fear or hatred. On the other hand, reaching the end of a thought, to the point where it can be expanded upon, is where one's attention will be continually drawn. Thus it will provoke one to repeat and reinvent a solution. I am making an exegesis on this because I believe people tend to lose their focus and find themselves despairing over it. This sort of thing tends towards a superficial, faulty attachment to said despairings. In essence, ELO, rank, power rank, ranked record, player-to-player matchup, various other imaginations upon matters of opinion. By opinion, I mean things which are influenced by impermanent factors, things which come and go and have nothing to do with permanent fundamentals which will always be expanded upon. If you have any comments, be sure to post them, and if you found this video helpful, give it a like to further it into the algorithm. Thank you for watching.